Lanzhou is the capital and largest city of Gansu Province in northwest China. Located on the banks of the Yellow River, it is a key regional transportation hub, connecting areas further west by rail to the eastern half of the country. Historically, it has been a major link on the Northern Silk Road, and it stands to become a major hub on the new Eurasian Land Bridge. The city is also a center for heavy industry and petrochemical industry. Lanzhou is also one of the top 100 science cities in the world by scientific research output, as tracked by the Nature Index according to the Nature Index 2020 Science Cities. The city is home to several research institutions. Notably, Lanzhou University, one of China's prestige universities, is a member of the Project 985. As of the 31st of December 2019, Lanzhou was home to 3,790,900 inhabitants, of which 3,072,100 in the urban area. Originally in the territory of the Western Qiang peoples, Lanzhou became part of the territory of the state of Qin in the 6th century BC. In 81 BC, under the Ha dynasty, county, later renamed Yunwu. Since at least the first millennium BC, it was a major link on the ancient Northern Silk Road, and also an important historic Yellow River crossing site. To protect the city, the Great Wall of China was extended as far as Yumen. Parts of the Great Wall still exist within the built-up area. After the fall of the Ha dynasty, Lanzhou became the capital of a succession of tribal states. In the 4th century, it was briefly the capital of the independent state of Liang. The Northern Wei dynasty, the city became the seat of Lanzhou Prefecture for the first time, retaining this name under the Tang dynasty in 1081. The name Lanzhou was re-established, and the county renamed Lanzhou. After 1127, it fell into the hands of the Jin dynasty, and after 1235 it came into the possession of the Mongol Empire. Under the Ming dynasty, the prefecture was demoted to a county and placed under the administration of Lintao Superior Prefecture, but in 1477 Lanzhou was re-established as a political unit. The city acquired its current name in 1656. During the Qing dynasty, when Gansu was made a separate province in 1666, Lanzhou became its capital. In 1739 the seat of Lintao was transferred to Lanzhou, which was later made a superior prefecture called Lanzhou. Lanzhou was badly damaged during the Ding'an Revolt in 1864 to 1875. In the 1920s and 1930s it became a center of Soviet influence in northwestern China. During the Second Sino-Japanese War, Lanzhou, linked with Xi'an Highway in 1935, became the terminus of the 3,200 km Chinese-Soviet highway, used as a route for Soviet supplies destined for the Xi'an area. This highway remained the primary traffic route of northwestern China until the completion of the railway from Lanzhou to Urumqi, Xinjiang. Lanzhou's old Donggang Airport, located near the city center, was the primary entry point for combat aircraft provided to China under the Sino-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact, and along with other targets around Lanzhou, including civilian centers, were heavily bombed by the Imperial Japanese Army Air Force and Navy Air Force. Many air battles were fought between the Chinese Air Force and the Imperial Japanese Air Forces over Lanzhou and surrounding regions from 1937 to 1945. Particularly from 1938 to 1941, when the influx of Soviet war materials formed the primary support in China's war of resistance against the Imperial Japanese invasion. Instances of major air battles include an IJAAF raid consisting of 30 BR-20 and Ki-21 bombers against civilian targets in Lanzhou on 20 February 1939. 17th PS. 5th PG Commander Captain Sun Zeliu and his deputy commander Captain Ma Gulian, a Canadian-Chinese volunteer for the Chinese Air Force, shot down the first 2 bombers in the battle, followed by 2 more downed as Captain Sun led another attack on the 3rd formation. They would be joined by pilots of the Soviet volunteer group led by Nikolai Garilov and the 15th PS, led by Li Debiao, whom would all shoot down 5 more of the Japanese bombers. The Northern Chinese Air Raid Early Warning Net headquarters in Xi'an observed 21 of the original 30 IJAAF bombers returning from Lanzhou, as the Imperial Japanese forces were preparing for Operation Z against the United States and other allies in Southeast Asia and the Pacific by mid-1941. The IJANF were busy training new aircrews in live combat action across China for the upcoming war in the Pacific. On the 22nd of May 1941, Lt. Gao Yuzhen of the 21st PS. 4th PG engaged an IJNAF raid on Lanzhou in an I-16 fighter aircraft. While avoiding confrontation against the Zero fighters, he shot down a Mitsubishi G-3M bomber north of Lanzhou. On the ground, the KMT Muslim generals Ma Hongqi and Ma Bufang protected Lanzhou with their cavalry troops, putting up such resistance that the Japanese never captured Lanzhou. The city is the seat of a currently vacant Roman Catholic diocese and was previously the center of a vicariate apostolic. Lanzhou